Carlos Sainz will start on pole for the Belgian Grand Prix after penalties for several drivers set up an enthralling grid for Sunday's race at Spa. Sainz finished second in qualifying behind Max Verstappen, but with the World Championship leader relegated to 15th after taking new engine parts, the Ferrari driver takes the second pole of his career. He will be joined on the front row by Verstappen's teammate Sergio Perez, who finished 2 tenths back from the Spaniard in third. Leclerc qualified fourth, but will start behind Verstappen in 16th, with 4 more drivers who have also taken starting penalties behind the championship contending duo. Fernando Alonso outpaced both Mercedes cars to earn a place on the second row alongside Lewis Hamilton, while George Russell was joined on the third row by Alex Albon, who delivered an impressive display for Williams to reach Q3. Alpine's Esteban Ocon 5th and Lando Norris in 10th also made it through to the Q3, but will start 17th and 18th respectively as they have incurred penalties. The other drivers relegated to the back were Haas's Mick Schumacher and Alfa Romeo's Zhou Guanyu, with the latter's teammate Valtteri Bottas starting 14th after receiving a less severe penalty, even though he didn't set a time in qualifying. It was a bit confusing and really a bit of a farce though, and you had 2 different qualifiers going on, but I guess it is what it is. Despite Sainz taking pole, however, Ferrari qualifying in Spa represented a continuation of dominance Verstappen displayed before the break. The Dutchman holds an 80-point lead over Leclerc as he seeks to retain his world title, and was in a league of his own as he outpaced Sainz by more than 6 tenths despite opting not to go on a last run. There will be disappointment for Perez, who finished best of the rest 2 tenths behind Sainz despite Red Bull clearly holding a major performance advantage over Ferrari in the cool and damp conditions seen on Friday and Saturday. I'm happy to be starting on pole and obviously not happy to see the gap to Max this weekend and the Red Bull have on us. We need to keep digging to see where Red Bull is so fast around here, but to start from pole is good and we'll try to win. I think our race pace is better than our qualifying pace, but there's still something to find. Verstappen came from 10th to win in the final race before Hungary, and his pace would suggest he has a chance of beating that feat on Sunday. It was amazing qualifying, but the whole weekend we've really been on it. He said, with a car like this, it would be a shame not to be on the podium. Despite Ferrari claiming pole, the mistakes they have played though campaign rather than once more on Saturday. Leclerc narrowly escaped major damage as he spun into Paris in the closing stages of final practice, and during qualifying the Monegasque was sent out on track on the wrong set of tyres before he received an apology over the team radio for the mistake. While Leclerc will expect to score points on Sunday, it would be unlikely to scale through the field in a way that many of us see Verstappen doing. Despite another frustrating Friday, Mercedes came into Saturday hopes of finding the pace to compete for pole given the penalties Verstappen and Leclerc were facing. However, the Silver Arrows were unable to find any major improvement in both final practice and qualifying and had to scrap their way through to Q3 where they finished 7th and 8th after being outpaced by both Alpines. With the W13 generally performed more competitive on race day than in qualifying, Hamilton struggled to hide his shock over team radio ending a second and 8 tenths behind Verstappen. Everyone is working for improvement, 7-time world champion said afterwards. We came here optimistic we'd be close, but to be 1.8 seconds back is a real kick in the teeth. If we can't continue to struggle with the car, we definitely won't miss it at the end of the year. For me, it's just focusing on how we build and design for next year. The teams ahead of us are in another league and our car looks so much different, so we've got a lot of work to do and we'll do the best we can with what we have for the rest of the season, he said. Before I go, let me run you through the grid for the Belgian Grand Prix. The grid qualifying classification, because they look quite different. But anyway, Sainz on pole. Really good job from him, I would say, to beat Perez in that car. Obviously, we know how far the Red Bull is in front this weekend, it seems. Really solid job by him. He'll be delighted with that. Perez in second. For me, that's a really poor performance from Checo. I don't like to say it, but it kind of is true. With the pace advantage Red Bull had to be so far off his teammate and now being out-qualified by Ferrari, that's a really, really poor effort. Alonso in third. Once again, showing how good he is, maximising it, even if he did get a bit of help with a knock on toe. Just doing an absolutely brilliant job to get ahead of the Mercedes, and like I say, outstanding. Hamilton in fourth. I don't know, maybe he'll be frustrated he couldn't get ahead of Alonso. The Mercedes was just awful today, so I think he did his best by out-qualifying Russell by a decent margin. In fifth. But Mercedes, I thought they'd come close this year. If anything, it seems like the technical director was the one they've harmed, and all of a sudden they're miles off. Hopefully it's just characteristics, but on the whole, just a hugely worrying day for Mercedes. Albon in sixth. Hats off to him. What an incredible performance. He's been doing it really well recently, maybe going unnoticed, but this time more unnoticed. Great job from him. Ricciardo in seventh. I would say A bit disappointing you couldn't get into Q3 with a toe as well. So bittersweet emotions, but starting in the top 10 at least. And then you've got Gasly and 8th. Good chance for AlphaTauri to pick up points, which they struggled to do recently. But yeah, once again in 12th, kind of a not too competitive session for them, you say. And then the Aston Martin 9th to 10th, obviously getting lucky with the grid penalties, but yeah, once again not showing great pace for themselves. Latifi in 11th, qualifies 17th and ends up 11th. Yeah, it just seems a bit of a bizarre to me with Magnussen, who just didn't have the pace of Schumacher today, and Tsunoda in 13th, so once again didn't have the pace, almost loading up right at the back, and they're starting in 13th. Yeah, it does seem a bit mad to me. Bottas 14th, didn't even sit a lap, and gets above Verstappen and all of that. But yeah, Verstappen in 15th, he was just on absolute flames today, and for me, it's hard to bet against him winning from 15th on the grid. Leclerc in 16th, it'll be interesting to see what he can do, because obviously he doesn't have the car like Verstappen does this weekend, but he's still back and getting high up. Ocon in 17th, good job from him. Alonso and him really have shown the pace that car does have, along with Norris. Maybe those two will be following each other up, and then you've got Schumacher and Joe. With not the same car performance, and you do feel like it could be a bit of a struggle for them. Anyway guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, any thoughts, comments, down below. If you want to share daily F1 news and subscribe to the channel, comment, I'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.